Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my review of Logan. So Logan is the latest and final Wolverine movie that stars Hugh Jackman as the lead character. So I went into this movie with very high expectations and I was not disappointed at all. So the overall feeling of the movie is a lot different from the other movies in a really unique way. The whole barren western wasteland type of atmosphere that they set for the movie just works so well. As for acting, Hugh Jackman just killed it in this movie. It's by far his best performance yet. Just each standalone Wolverine movie that we get just gets better and better. X-Men Origins was definitely the weakest of the three, and then the Wolverine was definitely a strong second place, and then Logan. But Logan is just on an entirely different level. The amount of energy and emotion that Hugh Jackman puts into this movie is just beyond anything that I've ever seen from him. The guy's been playing this role for almost 2 decades now, and it just keeps getting better and better. What sets this version of Logan apart from previous versions is that the years have not been well on him. He's just the kind of guy who's been through hell and back, and he's done. He's fed up with everything. And then this little girl crosses his path, and it just changes his whole world. It's a type of Logan that we've kind of used to, because it's kind of similar to the previous Logans, but at the same time, it's a very different take on the character. And that's what makes this version of Logan the best version that there is. Patrick Stewart also did a tremendous job in this movie. Again, like Logan, this version of Professor X is just very different from the previous version. He's sick, he's old, and like Logan, he's been through hell and he's done. Lastly is Daphne Keane, or X-23. Yes, this is X-23. We should all know that by now, but it's not some character that they made for this movie specifically. It actually is a character from the comic books. X-23 absolutely steals the show. Daphne Keane just did a hell of a job as X-23. She's just a total badass, a total savage, and she always has this dangerous look in her eyes. That's basically the "don't fuck with me" look, and that mixed with her overall performance in the movie is just an absolutely flawless masterpiece. Besides our main characters, I'll say that the main bad guy, I can't remember what his name was, but he also did a really good job. When I saw him in the trailers and stuff, I was kind of skeptical as to how his acting would be and how much of a threat he'd pose, but he definitely proves us all wrong. There's definitely some moments where he actually seems like an actual threat to these people. Apart from characters and acting, the one thing that you want to take away from this movie is that it's a very emotion-heavy movie. You're either going to be in tears by the end of the movie, or you're just going to have gone through a varied series of feels. It's not a kind of movie that you can really watch over and over, like the Avengers or any of the previous X-Men movies. You could probably watch it maybe 2 times at most, but it's not a movie where it's like, oh, it's on TV, let's watch it. No, it doesn't really work like that. Not only is this the most emotion-heavy Wolverine movie, but it's also the bloodiest and goriest Wolverine movie that we've had. It has a strong hard R rating, and it's definitely needed. There's just a ton of gore, and there's just a ton of blood, and people getting impaled and decapitated, and all this other crazy, just gory shit, and it's just absolutely fucking badass to see. If you saw Deadpool was too bloody or too gory, that's a cakewalk compared to this movie. It's just leaps and bounds above what Deadpool was in terms of gore. Overall, guys, Logan is an excellent movie and was definitely worth the wait. I strongly recommend you watch this. And if there's only one movie that you watch this year, it must be Logan. I promise you, you will walk out of the theater satisfied. Also, I would love to see Logan get nominated or win an Oscar somewhere later down the line, because it's just a beautiful movie that takes you on an emotional journey, and it's just a movie that it's not a movie that you cannot like. It's just, when you watch it, everybody likes this movie. That's what it's going to be like later on. There's not going to be that many people that are going to hate on this movie, so I definitely think that this movie is Oscar worthy. As for flaws, there really weren't any flaws in this movie. Arguably, there maybe were some really tiny pacing problems, but nothing major. But personally, for me, I really didn't think those were pacing problems. I think they balanced it out pretty well. In the end, guys, Logan isn't just a 10 out of 10, it's an absolute masterpiece. What makes this movie so different in a movie like this and Deadpool is that they're clear examples of how movies nowadays need to be. And what I mean by that is, when these kind of movies are being made and they have enough creative freedom and a proper cast and proper writers, a masterpiece movie like this and Deadpool is possible. So that's what I think we need to see in more future movies, is this kind of creative freedom. And we could get better movies as the years go on. Also, if you guys were expecting some kind of post-credit scene, sadly there wasn't one. I know there were some rumors going around about a week ago or so saying that the press screenings did not have a post-credit scene, but the official release of the movie, when it actually hits theaters to the public, will have a post-credit scene. But that was actually debunked by the director James Mangold, the guy who directed Logan. So there is no post-credit scene or mid-credit scene in this movie. Although if there was a post-credit scene, I would have liked it to be something that gives us a teaser towards the next set of X-Men movies. You know, whether it's like the New Mutants or Deadpool 2 or whatever. But that's all I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed my spoiler-free review of Logan. I strongly recommend you guys go watch this movie. You will not be disappointed. But if you enjoyed the video, then remember to smack that like button, and it's always appreciated. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below and get back to you as soon as possible. Also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button to see more content like this. I'll see you guys next time.